wonderful. But your doctor called me the other day because he's a little concerned that your INR levels have been kind of wacky, kind of low sometimes and kind of high sometimes. And you've been so great these last few years in figuring out your diet and keeping your levels of vitamin K really consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're gonna just talk about what's going on today.
Okay. Yeah, I know I've been really frustrated and stressed out because I thought I was doing a really good job, and then now I don't even know where to start again. So
that's okay, because we're here, I'm here, and we can work together, and it's gonna be fine. We'll work this out.
Thanks.
Yeah, I know, it's scary, and it's hard when it's your blood. I mean, you want to make sure everything is going okay, so this is good. So, since it's really just been about the last 2 to 3 weeks that these levels have kind of been shifting, what changed? What kinds of things have happened in your life or in your diet?
Well, I've been putting on weight, and so I decided that I wanted to lose weight. And so my guess is that it's something with kind of going on this diet that I've been on. But honestly, I built my diet around the vitamin K, average that I have every single day. So that's why I'm so frustrated, because it's the same. So, I mean, I know my numbers, I know what I typically eat, and that's what I'm still eating. So I honestly don't know why it's changing. But I mean, I did start a diet, but I don't know.
No. Well, that's really good information.
Confused.
That's really good information for me, and I think that we can work together on losing weight in a healthy manner, because that's definitely something we can work on together. And I love that you've been thinking about your vitamin K levels while you've been thinking about trying to lose weight. So I guess first off, how's it going with kind of a shift in your diet? How's that piece going?
That's been pretty good. The first week was really hard, of course. Cutting out some sweets and things like that. But otherwise, it's been good. I mean, now that it's been 3.5 weeks, and so I'm feeling really great. My energy is higher, so all else is good.
Okay.
It's really just, I just know that my levels with my vitamin K are off, so I mean, kind of not feeling that great, but otherwise it's going well. And I don't know, I've been upping my activity a little bit, so that's been positive.
Yeah.
So otherwise all positive.
Okay, no, that's great. That's great, Becky. So, when you're thinking about your diet and you're thinking about what you changed in it as you moved into this trying to lose weight, can you tell me a little bit, maybe just a quick summary of your daily diet, or where you tend to get your vitamin K in your day?
Sure. So I did this before, where I used to really focus on getting most of my vitamin K in one meal, and that's really what I still do.
Okay.
I feel like mostly I just eliminated other foods that weren't vitamin K based, sweets and certain fats and things like that.
Okay.
So I guess in the morning I've been doing oatmeal and a banana, and then sometimes like a piece of whole grain toast, or just like something of that variation. No big leafy greens or anything.
Okay.
And then for lunch, that's usually my meal that I focus on my vitamin K and keep track of it. Then I'll usually do like a spinach salad with some cucumbers, and then grilled chicken and tomatoes and a few other like onions and things.
Okay.
And that's typically what that meal has been. And then for dinner time, it's usually a fish, sometimes maybe a red meat, and then usually like corn or sweet potato, which I think sweet potatoes are good. And then sometimes I'll do a little bit of asparagus, but I know asparagus is lower, and so I just usually vary that somewhere else in the day if I know I'm going to have asparagus that night. So I've definitely been tracking it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, first of all, that's a great sounding diet.
Thanks.
Way to go.
I know, I've been feeling good.
Oh,
I've been
good.
excited.
No, that's really wonderful. I really love hearing all the different food groups and the attention to your different amounts of everything. That's really, really good. And it does sound like you're really paying attention to your vitamin K, and that's similar to what you've always eaten as far as the amount of vitamin K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there wasn't a big shift going on the diet.
Okay. So that's okay. So maybe it's not coming necessarily from food. How about any beverages? Has anything changed in what you're drinking?
I mean, I do usually drink milk with dinner, but now that's like a non-fat, but that shouldn't matter, I don't think. I did forget to mention, so I do have a protein shake in between morning or between breakfast and lunch.
Okay.
And that, I mean, I don't think that would matter, but there's that. And other than that, it's pretty much just water right now.
Okay, well, so have you looked at the label of your protein shake?
I did when I first bought it, but I guess I've gotten a few different flavors of this one company that I like to try out,
Okay.
and I haven't checked all of the labels.
Okay. Well, it would be a really good idea to look, because one thing that some protein powders and protein shakes have in them is they'll actually have greens. They'll have, you know, kale or other, because they're trying to kind of influence our greens intake. So they may have something like that, depending on what it is. Or it could also just have additional vitamin K that you're not aware of, because sometimes they can really pack those powders and shakes with extra vitamins.
I didn't even think about that. I just checked the first one, and then I kind of just had this green light, like, oh, okay, that works perfect. And I was all excited and didn't think about switching flavors.
Absolutely, and a different flavor could absolutely bring in something else. So that, it doesn't mean that you can't have this protein shakes. It's probably a good, you know, kind of helps you get through to lunch without trying to eat a whole lot of other things. So that's okay, but maybe what we could look at, if it's the culprit, and we should look at it, but if it's the culprit, maybe you can make your own protein shake, and we could come up with an ingredient list that would be low in vitamin K, and for the protein part, maybe adding a scoop of almond butter or some peanut butter, something that we can control a little bit and doesn't have such a high amount of vitamin K.
Okay.
So that, because we can still keep that as part of your diet, especially if you like that.
Right.
And we can make a healthier version, but we really have to make sure this doesn't have a lot of vitamin K.
Or I could even be consistent with that first one that I know wasn't adding any. I mean,
yeah,
because I even checked like the different veggies in it, and it wasn't really a veggie-based one, and so. I mean, and I like that one. I was just
no, that's a really good alternative as well.
Would be fine, but
so since sometimes when we start diets, we also maybe up our intake of supplements. Have you started taking any supplements?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
That's great.
Well, and I didn't even think about that because it was just one that a friend gave to me, and I honestly haven't taken it consistently every day. So that might be something that I did not think about.
No, and that, I mean, it's hard to remember all of these things, especially when you're so good about paying attention to your diet. But as you know, and you're so well aware of, consistency is key with vitamin K.
That makes so much sense.
So I think we should take a look at this protein shake and either just take it out completely, or we can put it back at that first one if your levels were okay on that first one, or look at making our own version. And let's look at that vitamin. And if it's an okay vitamin, it's just going to be a matter of taking it every single day or not taking it all. And we may need to get the name and the brand, and I may need to have a conversation with your doctor or your doctor's nurse about whether or not that one is going to impact your warfarin.
Okay.
Because some drugs, some supplements, some antibiotics, some foods, obviously, they can impact your warfarin or your vitamin K status. And so I'm going to give you this handout right here that you can take home, and it has a really good list of different things that may affect your warfarin and the different supplements. And then you can kind of keep this handy for the future, but let's take a look at the things that you have and see if we can get those ones figured out. Because I really like that you're paying attention to your diet, that you're trying to lose weight in a healthy manner, and we can continue to talk about that. But we want to make sure that above all else that we can keep your vitamin K and your iron levels doing good.
Okay, awesome.
Good. Well, so do you have any more questions for me today?
I have one quick question.
Okay.
So I did hear from someone that like drinking cranberry juice, like diluted with water, is kind of this, I don't know, I think it's a little bit helpful in just not being super hungry either, but would that be something too? Because I didn't even think about that. I've been putting cranberry juice in my water.
Okay, well, so I've read some studies, and there's a few that have, it's relatively inconclusive with cranberry juice and warfarin, but what they do show is if you're drinking cranberry juice in really high amounts. So a little bit of diluted cranberry juice in your water or with a couple meals is fine, and it should not be affecting your warfarin. That's a really good question. But a really concentrated or really high amount, especially in a short amount of time, definitely could affect your warfarin.
Okay, so diluting it.
You are good to go.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that's the only question I have.
Good. Well, so we kind of looked at what's going on, what's changed with your weight gain or with your weight loss, and looked at your diet. Sounds like we may have found the culprit. Let's get that stuff evened out and get your INRH levels checked with your doctor again, and hopefully we'll be back on track pretty soon.
Awesome. Thank you. It's really nice to chat with you about it.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon.
Okay, sounds good.